tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make an advert flyer design. You can call it poster design, as the case may be. In this very step, I will show you the step-by-step on how I achieve this very flyer design. Follow me, let's dive deeper. Alright, so this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do this, and you already know it's for social media posts, so there's no need to print. So I have created this already, so that's 2000 by 2000 pixel, and I'll commence with the design now. Okay, so after you've created this already, my color palette is set. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my texts. So I'm going to bring my texts, then after the text I will put in the necessary stuffs like the image and every other thing. So now, first of all, I have a pattern here which I downloaded. I'm just going to drag it on it first, so I can minimize this or I can close it, whichever one I want. So I will scale it high like this. So I'll scale it high like this, then I'll just try and make sure it fits into the canvas like this. So I'll make sure it fits into the canvas like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to multiply, and I'm going to reduce. I'm going to reduce the fill to like, let's say 60 or thereabout. Then the next thing now is to ensure that the background is turned to this. Alright, so how did I just do that? Alt and delete, Alt delete, so it will just pick up the foreground color you have here. Okay, so that's the first thing I did. Alright, so the next thing now is to start typing the text. So the first thing here is 10x. So don't forget, okay, I'm going to show you something real quick. 10x. So make sure that this very background comes right up. This very layer comes right above the background like this. So I have my 10x here. So I'm going to scale it high. Then I commence with other ones by typing. So I'll just type fast so that I can speed up the whole process. Then I explain everything afterwards. Alright, so I'm done typing now. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to make sure that I arrange everything as ought to be. So now let me commence by setting everything up. So the first thing is ensure that this pattern, you lock it. So immediately I clicked on it, it will automatically select it, which is layer 1 here. You may have yours not as layer 1, but whatever layer it may be. So the next thing now is for me to lock it up. So I'm going to lock it so that it won't move around. So I'm going to click on it, then I'll click on lock here. So it will lock now. So I can move it around and it won't have any effect on it. So the next thing is I'm going to change this font to something else. So highlight it, then I'll come here and change it to I'm going to change it to something called clash display. Yeah, so I'm going to make it clash display bold, and I'm going to increase the size like this. This is 10x. I'm going to increase the size like this. Let's say this is okay, like so. Now, one thing I did was that I typed everything individually, so it's very easy for me to move them around at any point in time. So just in case you're confused on how I did it, it's just a normal way I've been typing. and some of my previous tutorials I've showed step by step how I type, but for the sake of this tutorial I no longer want my tutorial to be too long so that it won't be boring, so that's why I made it really fast. So the next thing you just do is me arranging it just the normal way. You can type it separately like this, as I typed it separately, this as well, so that I can perform whatever I want to perform on it. So let's continue. Now I'm going to bring this down like this. So I'll make sure that this is centralized. Control A, click on my move tool, which is V, centralize everything. So it's centralized now. I'll deselect. So now this, I'll move this to the center as well. Then I'll move this right here so that it won't confuse me, whatever. Or what I will just do is let me just turn them off. If I'm not needing them at the moment, I'll turn them off so that there won't be much confusion. Okay, so let me do them one after the other. Of course, I've typed everything, so I'll just turn them on, then I'll put them in the proper shape they ought to be. So the next thing is for this to be centralized. So this is centralized. Then I'm just gonna I'm gonna increase the size like this. So for this also, I'm gonna change the font to Clash Display. So I think regular is fine. So just did this, make sure that it is centralized. Good. Move it up a bit like so. That's fine. So I have width, so I'll bring this right here like so. That also needs to be centralized. Good. So I'm going to change the font to autograph. Then I'll increase the size. The W will be on, like this. So I'm going to make sure that it's centralized as well. Good. So the next thing is affiliate marketing. I'm going to bring that up. Affiliate marketing. So I'm going to increase the size like this, because of course that's the major thing we're trying to advertise. But then we want people to see that they can make 10x, which is 10 times their income with affiliate marketing. So that's why we decided to make it like this. So that also will be Clash Display. Yeah, so it will be on, I think bold will be fine. And also please take note, there shouldn't be space in between, so just turn everything to 0. And I think the same thing applicable to this too. Turn it to 0 please. So now centralize it again. Same thing goes to this. Centralize that as well. So you can still increase that a little bit. So then this, excuse me, this comes down. Then this goes up a bit. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that I create a shape like this. Something like this will be fine. Okay, something like this will be fine. Then I'm going to zoom out. You can use your mouse, because I'm using my mouse now to just scroll out those to zoom out and zoom in. So I'm gonna hold my, okay, so I'm not gonna hold Alt, so I'll just come to this anchor point and left click and drag like this. So everything is fine. That's what I want. Good. So the reason why you actually can't see it is because it has taken the shape of, it has taken the color of the background, so that's why you can't see it. But that's not what I wanted. You can see now I've used this to close everything up. So what I want to do is I'll go back to my shape tool, then I'll come to fill. I'll turn the fill off. No fill. I'll give it a stroke, and I'll give it this color, this stroke color. Then I will increase it to like, let's say 12. I think 12 will be fine. Yeah. So 12 is fine. So the next thing is for me to move it up a bit. So now on that very shape, that very rectangle, I'm going to highlight. I'll hold my control and click on the thumbnail. So it's going to select everything. Then I'll click on this affiliate marketing and I'll click my move tool, which is this. Then I'll centralize. Yeah, so everything is fitted now. So I need to do some adjusting to this. I'll hold my shift and drag like this. I think this is fine. So I'm going to centralize this. Good, it's centralized now. So I'm going to do the same thing by holding Alt and thumbnail, come to this affiliate marketing, because I've made adjustments. So I want to make sure that everything is fitted into this shape. So since I have something like this, okay. Now the next thing to do is to bring up this. Okay, so I bring this up, and also don't worry, after the whole arrangement I'll do the normal, color that needs to be there. So this, okay, so highlight this and make it optical. I think that's not really necessary, but you can just do that, just play around with that. So this also needs to be centralized, so make this like, let's say 14. I'll centralize it. So I think this also needs to be adjusted to, like, let's say this. I think this will be fine. Centralized. Remember, like I said, that's the major thing we're even trying to portray, we're trying to sell out. So it needs to be very bold enough to be seen. So I'm gonna hit up on this, then I'll click on Control and double tap letter T twice. So I make my adjustment like this, holding my shift. So afterwards, then I arrange everything as ought to be. So I make sure that everything is sorted out like this. I'll deselect. So I can make this, I can just take it back to 12 point. I think that's fine. I'll centralize it. Good. So it comes to somewhere around here. So the next thing for me to do now is to bring up the N at least. So these two, I need to bring them up. So I'm just going to highlight the two of them, then I'm going to drag them up like this. Also, one thing you wouldn't want to forget is that you want to make sure that your design is balanced. So I'm just going to come here and drag like this to ensure that my design is balanced. So the next thing I'm going to do is drag this like this, then take it up to somewhere around here like this. I think this is fine. So the next thing now is I'm going to bring out the $100 to $200, $100 to $200. Have it somewhere around here. I'm going to bring this up. So now there's something I want to do around here. If you notice, there's a kind of circle shape around it. So I'm going to create that with pen tool. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the brush tool, then come here, set it to 11. Okay, just come here. Once it is on brush tool, you come here. So you come here, you click, you set it to whatever size you want. I think 11 will go well. Then ensure that the hardness is on 100%. So after that, after it is set like that, then you come to pen tool. So once you come to pen tool, then you make sure that it is on path. Right here it is on path, not shape. So then you click, like, let's say like this, click like this, just whichever way you prefer. So I think that's fine for me. You can just do it whichever way you want or you prefer. So after doing that, now don't forget something. You need to create another empty layer for it. So to create another empty layer, you can just use your Control N. Oh, sorry. So what you do is Control Shift N, and you have this pop up. Then you just click OK. You can rename it if you want, but I'm not going to rename it. I'll just click on OK like that. Then I have it as layer 2. So on this layer now, I'm going to right click, then I'll come to stroke path and I'll click OK. Then I should have it. Good. I think that's fine. So I'm going to right click once again and I'll delete path. Yeah, I think I'm good with it. So that's that. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the two of them, then I'll move them right up like this. Now the weekly, I'll just move it right down like this. Now I'll make sure that I still reduce this. It seems to be too big, so I'm just going to reduce it a little bit and just make it turn like this a little bit. Just something like this would be nice. Yeah, I think something like this would be nice. So now I want to make sure that this is right inside of it. Then okay, maybe I should just increase this a little bit. just a little bit. Okay, good. I think that's fine. So now I want to make sure that this whole thing, the text and this are well aligned. So I'm going to hold this and hold shift and click the last one, which is the N at least. Then I'll make sure that I make everything to be balanced, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is this, and I shift it back a little bit. I'll do same here so that there will be enough breathing space and it will make it readable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it and increase it to, like, let's say 14. Yeah, I think 14 works fine. Sorry, don't forget, make it come to 0. This also 0. This 0 as well. So I don't know how I made that mistake, but then it's correctable. So this thing back also to 0. So then I think at this point I can just move this to, like, let's say 14, which goes well. Then I centralize it again, deselect, then I can just bring this back to 12. 12 will be fine, because we're just trying to create hierarchy so that everything won't be too clumsy. So 12, this also 12. So now I will need to move this up a bit. Good. Then I'll just highlight both of them like this. Then I'll close the gap like this. So after this is set, I think I need to grab a bottle of water. Yes, you need water to breathe well. Water is life. Sorry about that. Maybe a broken doctor needs to pay me. Okay, so let's continue. Now the next thing is to bring this up. Are you willing and interested in learning? So I'm going to ensure that this also comes to 0. So I'll make sure that for this I'm going to make it bold. So I'm going to make it bold, then I'll just leave it at auto. So we are almost done with this tutorial. We're almost done. So now the next thing is to bring up the drop shipping and whatsoever, drop shipping and the like. So I'm just going to bring that down right here. So I'm going to move to shape now and create the bullet shape, and I'll just make it a little smaller. Like, I think this is enough. So I'll make it like this. I'll make it a little bit more smaller than this. Yeah, I think this is fine. So I'm just going to bring it up a bit like this. I'm going to hold my Alt, then duplicate. So I'm going to duplicate once again. I'm going to highlight and make sure it's distributed vertically distributed. So after that, I'll move it up a bit like so. Okay, so I think I just have to do it like this so that everything balances up like so. Just use your initiative to do that. It seems not to be balanced. Okay, so I'm going to highlight everything and move it up a bit. I think this is better. So alright, so the next thing now is for me to bring the contact, which is this. So I need to also make it 0, then I need to centralize it. Okay, I think I need to just give this like that 80. I think it's fine like that, so that it can easily be seen. So after this whole thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything like this. So then I'm going to move it up. I think this is fine. So I'm just going to move this up a little bit too, and also move this up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is fine. So that there will be enough breathing space. So now the next thing is now to change some of the colors. So this, I'm just going to pick this, highlight. I'm going to use something like so what I'm doing, something like this would be fine. Something like something like this will be fine. So I'm just gonna copy it, then I'll come here as well, give it that same color. Yes, so that's fine. Then I'll highlight this, I'll give it this color. Same thing goes to this, highlight it, give it this color. Now, like I said, we're almost done with this tutorial. We just have a few more things to go and we're done. So now the next thing is, okay, I have the name somewhere written, that's the BKT name. So this is it here. I'm going to highlight it, then I will this be at 0, then I'm going to turn everything to cap lock, then I'll make it a little bit condensed, not blackboard bold. Good. Then I'll give it like, let's say 14 will be fine. Good. Now the next thing is for me to place the image, which I have it here. So what I'm going to do is just come to select subject. Now I'll give it some little time. So now it has selected everything. So I'm just going to left click, drag, and come right here and place. So the next thing for me is to reduce it. So I need to centralize this. Okay, so I'm going to bring this name right above the image, like so. So I think, okay, so now there's one more thing I will need to do so that the image can be visible. So I'm going to click on the brush tool. Is it? Click on the brush tool, then, okay, like I said, you have to create a new layer for it. So at this point, I just increase the size to like 90, then the hardness to like 0%. So I'm just gonna drag like this. I still increase the size to like 150, like this. Yeah, I think this will be fine. So I'm gonna bring it down below here. So I'm gonna increase the size of this name to like, let's say 16. Let's see how 16 looks. Okay, let's say 18. Okay, I think 18 looks better, so I'm just gonna do it like this. So 18 looks better. Fine. Yeah, so now there's one more thing, and we'll call it a day for this tutorial, which is to just play around a little bit with the image. It's not necessary, I just feel like. So I'm going to come here, then I'll click on hue, on vibrance. So I'll click on vibrance. I'll make sure I clip mask it to the image so that it affects only the image and not the whole design. So I'm going to increase this like this so that I can see properly what I'm doing. I'm going to give it some vibrance, then I'm going to desaturate. I'm going to desaturate it like this. So I think I'm okay with the desaturation. Okay, I think I'm okay with the desaturation like this. Yeah, so is there anything left? Now you can still make this a little bit bigger, so that it can be very visible. Then make it come down a little bit. I think that's fine. Yes, I think we are done with the whole of this tutorial. So that's everything about this tutorial, right? So everything is set as regarding this tutorial. So that's just the simple step on how I made the tutorial, on how I made the flyer. Sorry, that's just the basic steps on how I made the flyer, and this will go up. Okay, also I'm also an affiliate marketer. In case you're interested in learning affiliate marketing, you can just contact me via this number right below here. That's my WhatsApp number. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'll be hosting a training on how to become a digital marketer, affiliate marketer rather. Yeah, everything is all about digital marketing. So affiliate marketing precisely, I'm going to teach you everything about affiliate marketing. So if you're interested, I'll be hosting the class on the 19th September, which is today. I don't know when next you are seeing this tutorial. Anytime you are seeing this video, you can just hit me up in my DM and I'll get you started on how to become an affiliate marketer. So this was the flyer I did for my advert. You know, it's good to be versatile as a graphic designer, also an affiliate marketer. It makes things very easy for me to publicize whatever I'm doing. So that's the essence of you learning how to design graphics for yourself. And One thing about affiliate marketing is that you can do it at the comfort of your home. You don't need to be somewhere else. Like, just at the comfort of your home with your smartphone, and you're good to go. So everything you need to know, I'm going to teach you with your smartphone, and you'll be good at it. Okay, so I think I forgot something, so let me just quickly do it. I'll change the color to something like this. Yes, I'm good to go. So yeah, hit me up for affiliate marketing if you want to learn how to affiliate, how to make money, at least $100 to $200 per week. It's possible. Just hit me up. And that's the end of this tutorial. Tell me whatever you feel about this tutorial, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll be dropping more tutorials: graphic design, UI UX design, data analysis, assault, and now I think I need to be telling you about affiliate marketing too, so that will be coming up subsequently. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.